Good morning, Rob.
Hey, Michelle.
Here we have the study of volume task cards. Can you tell us a little bit about them?
Sure. So I would say this set of task cards, and again, as a task card, there's presentations that are going to go with the actual physical material. So there is a study of volume material, and so this as an independent task card would be work that you would put on the shelf for the child to then work on independently. And like any good task card, sometimes called a command card, you're also going to have the answer on the back, so the child can work on this independently, right? So we know that that's really a hallmark of Montessori, is
Yes.
children being able to work independently, and that means you're isolating the difficulty, showing something different a little bit at a time, but also if the material's not self-correcting, there's a way for the child to find the answer out on their own. And so working with a friend or even working alone, you've got a material here that is complete and whole. They can do it all on their own. The study of volume, the study of volume is in a 3 to 6 classroom, is it not?
Yes.
Yeah, in what form?
The geometric solids.
Yeah. So those geometric solids, which are more sensorial and tactile, I think at 3 to 6, right? Those come back again. This is one of those materials that you're thinking that the child is going to have a memory at 9 and 10 years old of something that they did when they worked on 3 and 4, because those very, very same solids there, those are going to form the basis of our work for volume. So what I like about these task cards, there's a couple things I like about them. One is, this is one of those materials where you're generally showing the child first a concept, and you're working with materials, and so there's actually boxes of cubes that you would use to start. And once you've shown them, it's sort of like, okay, well then what? Like, what's a good follow-up work for the child to do? And so what this work does, the task cards, it supplies that work, and you can mirror your presentations to the task cards. So I'm showing you the initial, this is the concept. This is actually what volume means. This is what the measurement is. And now the lesson has ended, and now I can say, like, okay, now these are the task cards that are going to help you, with that. And then I move on and I say, okay, remember when we were talking about volume the other day? Well, here are the yellow prisms, and so I can get those out and I can talk about that. And now we're introducing the idea of, okay, well, there are formulas. How do we figure out what the volume of this rectangular prism is? When that presentation ends, I can also say, like, okay, and now this is where you can go. You can go these task cards, and these task cards are going to help the child again reinforce those. In my album, it would always say, like, child does problems on their own. Well, okay. Here are some of those problems to do. This goes further. Often a good extension work for measurement work, for area, for volume, is finding it in the environment. And so this says, like, go get the broad stair from 3 to 6.
Right.
Go get that. So it allows them to take this knowledge that I now have of doing it, and now I can actually calculate the volume of a broad stair. I can calculate for the pink tower. So if you are in a school environment, this allows the upper elementary child to go back into their 3 to 6 environment, be the big kid, right? And borrow that material, and then the 3 to 6-year-olds get to see, like, whoa, the work that I'm doing with the pink tower or the broad stair. Well, the big kids are even working on that, so it's nice for the community. And then these task cards are going to take you all the way through to some of the more complex volume that these children are going to ever do in their lives. We talk about the beauty of this kind of environment, these kinds of materials that allows children to do things like the volume of a sphere, the volume of a cone. These are things that we would not necessarily associate with a 9 to 12-year-old doing. This is high school work, but the idea here is in high school, right? It's just like memorize this formula, spit this in formula back out a week from Friday. And
everything is abstract.
Yeah, exactly. And as soon as you remembered it, you wrote down the quiz, you forgot about it. And here, since the child is actually filling things with sand and comparing them and going, oh, okay, so the volume of a cone there must be a third of the volume of a cylinder.
And they're using a box of cubes as well.
Exactly. And so they're actually holding in their hands. And so we would say it's not just what they learned, but how they learned it. And Montessorians will always talk about, like, they internalized it. And then I think leading them goes from the concrete to the abstract. And I like that this material even comes with a chart at the end that actually has like, okay, these are all the different formula for all of the different types of volumes that you need. So it really goes nice from a beginning to the end, from the concrete to the abstract. I love it.
Okay, thank you so much.